Greetings everyone, this is Rock Roll Spell Connection with the end of our most recent unboxing series. We'll be cracking open the Justice League Unlimited starter, finish up what we started there, as well as the new Fantastic Four Cosmic Clash starter. The Fantastic Four set should be coming out at some point in the near-ish future. Some previews have popped up online, but, that's about it. Anyways, we're going to get started with Justice League, since, we already did kind of crack open a case and a half of that. Now, unlike boosters, basically this is just going to be, the figures are already, there's no random figures in here, or maps, or anything else. This is also their WizKids' new means of doing starters. So, I actually kind of like the new packaging. I'm not sure if we're going to continue to see Fast Forces, though I think, if I remember correctly, all the information from the information that is available for the actual Fantastic Four set does kind of point to there being a Fast Forces for that one. So perhaps we are still getting Fast Forces as well. And the Fast Forces for Fantastic Four will actually be based upon the new Fantastic Four. Alright, so we've got most of the original 7 League members. The only one we don't have in the starter is Hawkgirl. After all, starters do tend to be just 6 figures, not 7. Would be nice if we'd gotten a Hawkgirl, but hey, I ain't gonna complain too terribly much. Especially seeing as how I did pull an extra Hawkgirl. All right, got a card for the skirmish rules and scenarios, or card, a little slip to say, hey, download them here. Okay, so we're just going to go through the figures in order. I'll get everyone on their top clicks. So, we'll start off with figure number 1, Wonder Woman. It's the same sculpt as Wonder Woman from the booster set. That's the thing with starters like this, they generally do have a tendency to reuse sculpts. Wonder Woman can be played at either 100 points or 40 points. She's got the JLU team ability, as well as the Amazon, Justice League, Deity, and Warrior keywords. She also has a trait, Founding Members. Speed +2, but only if your force has 4 or more characters with the Justice League keyword. For all friendly characters that can use this trait, action total +1, but only if your force has 6 or more characters with the Justice League keyword. Okay, alright, that's actually kind of cool. Looking at her dial, we've got some hypersonic speed, some sidestep on speed. On attack, all she's got is a special power, Magic Lasso. Who knew? Which, when she hits with a range attack, and until your next turn, hit target gains immobile and can't use damage powers. So that'll actually kind of knock out things like probability control, perplex, outwit, enhancement, empower, so on and so forth. Leadership as well. So that's a really great way to really hinder an opposing team. Also knocks out shape change. So yeah. Anyway, back to the dial. On defense, we've got invincible and super senses. On damage, we've got leadership and empower. Okay. Next up, we've got Flash. Flash can be played also at either 100 points or 60 points. He's got the JLA team ability as well as the Central City, Justice League, and Speedster keywords. He has the founding members trait, which is the same as Wonder Woman's. And we've got, looking at the dial, we have a special speed power to start off with. Everywhere at once. Gives him hypersonic speed. As a power action, he gains improved movement, ignores characters. He can then move up to his speed value, make a close attack, targeting all characters he moves through regardless of adjacency. Instead of normal damage, deal each hit target 1 penetrating damage, then knock back each hit character 1 square in the direction of your choice. After a while, that clicks into regular hypersonic speed. Then on attack, we've got some precision strike, defense, super senses, followed by inertial deflection, and then damage, we've got perplex, followed by probability control. And the value, honestly, his defense values aren't that bad. Neither are his attack values. The damage is actually a little better than I would kind of think for Flash, but you know, hey, I'm definitely not knocking it. Next up, we've got Batman. Batman comes in at either 100 points or 60 points. He's got the JLA team ability and the Batman Allied team ability. He also has the Batman family, Gotham City, Justice League, and Detective keywords. And then we got 2 traits. First off is the founding members trait, followed by the trait Batwing. Gives him the flight ability and range +2. The first time this game, Batman would take more than 1 damage from an attack. He takes 1 damage instead, and for the rest of the game, he can't use this trait. And it's protected from pulse waves, too. So, okay. So, looking at the dial, we've got some running shot, we've got some sidestep on speed, we've got incapacity and energy explosion on attack, super senses and combat reflexes on defense, and damage goes back and forth between perplex and outwit. I will say one thing I don't like about this Batman is he doesn't have Indomitable. Though I do like that Wonder Woman does. I should have mentioned that. Next up, we've got Green Lantern. Green Lantern here comes in at either 100 points or 40 points. Has the JLA team ability as well as the Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, and Soldier keywords. And he also has the founding members trait. Looking at his dial, we've got some running shot and some sidestep on speed. We've got pulse wave and penetrating psychic blast on damage, or on attack. On defense, he's got Indomitable as well as some invulnerability, some inertial deflection, and some barrier, as well as some late dial regen. Then on damage, we've got some enhancement as well as range combat expert. Alright, that's actually really not bad. Next up, we've got Superman. Superman comes in at either 100 points or 125 points or 60 points. He's got the Justice League, Kryptonian, and Metropolis keywords. He also has 2 traits. First off is, of course, founding members. Then what we have is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose. Grants him super strength. As a free action, place Superman adjacent to an adjacent character he knocked back at least 1 square this turn. Then make a close attack targeting that character. Okay. Alright, nice. Looking at the dial, we've got some hypersonic speed, some sidestep, we've got some precision strike, he's got Indomitable, we've also got some invincible, followed by impervious, and at the end there, on the end of his dial, there's a special power, and show you how powerful I really am. Stop. Invulnerability, super senses. Superman can't be healed. Oof. Then on damage, we've got some close combat expert, and then coinciding with the stop clicks, we've got some battle fury. And pretty decent attack value, or combat values in general. And finally, we've got Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter comes in at either 75 points or 40 points as the JLA team ability, as well as the Justice League Detective and Police keywords and the founding members trait. Looking at the dial, we've got phasing teleport on, and mind control on speed. On attack, we've got a couple of super strength. On defense, we've got impervious, invulnerability, and regeneration. On damage, we open up with a special power. You have your assignments. Gives him leadership and shape change. As a power action, choose another friendly character with 0 or 1 action tokens that shares a keyword, and then move them up to half their speed value. That then gives way to some outwit as well as some support. And that is the Justice League starter. Well, that's the figures. We also got some object tokens, 3 lights, 3 heavies, and some barrier smoke and terrain markers. Got our handy dandy pack, power and abilities chart, rule book, and we've got 2 maps. So let's take a look at the maps. All right, we got a watchtower. We got the JLU. We got the Justice League watchtower. Interesting setup. As an indoor map. Now we've also got the Injustice Gang hideout on the other side. Each one also has potential map bonuses. Map bonuses are, you can pay an additional 5 points during construction, and you get a bonus for that specific, for using a particular map. There's also a consolation one as well. So if you're the player that chooses the map and you choose trying to, you're not okay. So if you, the map bonus for Justice League for the Watchtower is at the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character of 100 points or less. Opposing effects can't give action tokens to that character. If your force is a Justice League theme team, instead opposing effects can't give action tokens to friendly characters of 100 points or less. Okay. The consolation for it is once per game, when an opposing effect will give an action token to a friendly character of 100 points or less. Instead, you may remove an action token from that character. Alright. I get the feeling that the then for the Justice League hideout, we've got at the beginning of the opposing character 100 points or less. Action tokens can't be removed from that character except by clearing. If your force is an Injustice League theme team, instead action tokens can't be removed from opposing characters of 100 points or less except by clearing. The consolation is once per game, when an opposing character of 100 points or less will remove an action token except by clearing. Instead, you may give that character an action token. Okay, all right. That's never actually used any of the location bonuses from maps, but I might have to look into start doing that. Then we've got Cadmus Labs Indoor and Daily Planet Outdoor. Let's see how these look. Starting off with Cadmus Labs. Kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of that torture chamber they put had Doomsday in. And the location bonus for this map at the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character with a scientist or Cadmus Labs keyword and choose one. Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. The chosen character's minimum range when using the chosen power is now 10. Wow. Okay. If your force is a scientist or Cadmus Labs team, the chosen character has protected opposing X, where X is the chosen power. So, if you're running a Cadmus Labs theme team and you have this, you can choose Outwit, Perplex, or Prob for one of your Cadmus Labs characters, or a scientist. And if it's a Cadmus Labs team in particular, you get protected from opposing either Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. That's kind of nuts. It's kind of cool to see stuff that, messing so heavily with some, ingrained things. Then we have the Daily Planet Outdoor. Looks like it's not the best day in Metropolis. Okay, so the location bonus here. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character. When the chosen character knocks back an opposing character one or more squares, after resolutions, you may generate a standard object in a square adjacent to the chosen character. If the chosen character is named Darkseid or Superman, they deal penetrating damage when making a ranged object attack. Consolation is once per game. When a friendly character hits after resolutions, you may generate a standard object in an adjacent square. And let's see, what was the consolation for Cadmus? Oh, once per game, a friendly character can use freeze. This character's minimum range is 10 when using Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. Okay, alright. That's kind of neat. Some other examples of maps with location bonuses are the Earth X. There's the Earth X map, which had allowed for the creation of Iron Avenger bystander tokens. Also, I want to say the Avengers Defenders War Wakanda one had allowed for the re-rolling of super senses and or blades. So some other ways they've done location bonuses, and there have been additional ones. They were introduced in actually the Batman the Animated Series set, as all of the sets. All the starters' maps had location bonuses, as well as the map for the set itself. Now let's get into the Fantastic Four Cosmic Clash starter. Silver Surfer. Oh man, it is so nice to see these guys back in Clix. It has been far too long since the FF or related characters have shown up. And I'm really, really hoping that we get in the Fantastic Four set, versions of some of these characters, of some of the Fantastic Four characters that have actually been, that would have actually fit in with other recent sets. There's been a running theory. Oh. That okay, that was unexpected. There's been a running theory that Marvel had kind of told licensors not to focus on, basically to ignore the Fantastic Four on account of, well, the movie rights. And it's the kind of thing where it makes sense in a sad, messed up kind of way. I guess it's kind of one of those. It's the kind of thing that one could definitely imagine Disney doing. But when I'm talking about the Fantastic Four set having stuff that versions of the Fantastic Four characters that should have been in other recent sets, a prime example of this is God Emperor Doom which would have been great in the Secret Wars Battle World set. And to be brutally honest, I'm totally fine with the idea of God Emperor Doom being a chase. So first off, we've got ourselves some dice, and unlike normal dice from WizKids, the set symbol, instead of taking place at the 6, this takes place at the 4, which I think is which I honestly applaud, because otherwise it could potentially be very, very, very confusing. Here's the JLU starter dice with the JLU set icon for the 6. Let's see how these roll later. Some of these FF figures appear to be on switch-click basis. That was kind of in fact, most of them do. Yeah. Just read. Yeah, they're all on switch-click basis, which kind of does have me wondering if there's something involving switch-click bases coming in Fantastic Four. So okay, we got some campaign rules. Okay, we got some campaign scenarios. Wow. Okay, this is actually really cool. So we got scenario A, Yankee Street Gang. B, protect the lab. C, save Sue and Reed. D, the Surfer Trap. E, Doombot Discord. F, apprehend Doom. G, save the Surfer. And H, Cosmic Doom. And I'll actually get into these here in a little bit. I'll put these in order right quick. And we'll do with the Justice League starter. We've got our objects. We've also got bystanders. Yancey Street Gang. Doombots, Latvian Engineers. We've also got more barrier terrain, smoke, and special markers. Another power and abilities chart, another rule book, and a couple maps that we'll get into after we look at the figures. So we're gonna start things off with Mr. Fantastic. The sculpt is a very Mr. Fantastic looking sculpt. I just don't entirely dig it. So Mr. Fantastic comes in at 100 points or 75 points. Has the Fantastic Four team ability, as well as the Fantastic Four Illuminati, Celebrity, and Scientist keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, as well as a trait, I'm pretty good at multitasking. Plasticity, shape change. When Mr. Fantastic uses shape change after resolutions, place that D6 with that result on this card, replacing any here. He also has Giant Reach X, where X is 2, or the value of that die on this card, whichever is greater. Okay. Looking at the dial, we've got some sidestep, some force blasts on speed. On attack, we got some quake with a precision strike. Defense, he's got Indomitable, as he's got a lot of super senses, but he also has, as on his last a special power, we're going to be fine, Sue. Stop, but only if another character with a Fantastic Four keyword is on the map. Super senses. We've got some Perplex, and we've got some Close Combat Expert, as well as a special damage power. You'll find Mr. Fantastic more than a match for you every time. Leadership, Outwit. As a free action, choose an opposing character of higher points within 4 squares in line of fire and a power, standard or special, they can use. The chosen character can't use that power until your next turn. That's like a low-key Outwit, without saying Outwit. And we also have an explanation of the Fantastic Four team ability. When a character with the FF team ability is KO'd after resolutions, each other friendly character using this team ability heals 1 click. Okay. Next up, we've got Invisible Woman, and I'll be honest, I love that sculpt. That is just friggin' awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Each combat values are about what I would expect. So Invisible Woman comes in at either 100 points or 75 points, has the Fantastic Four team ability as well as the Fantastic Four, Lady Liberator, Celebrity, and Scientist keywords. She also has improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain. And a trait, Hide and Seek. Free. Choose one. Until your next turn, opposing characters can't target Invisible Woman unless they began their turn within 3 squares of her, or terrain markers are considered clear for line of fire this turn, if Invisible Woman is within 4 squares of them. Okay, alright. Everyone wants to smash up walls to, walls and blocking terrain to make their stealth team stealthier. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, no, sorry. Alright. Looking at her dial, we got some sidestep, some force blast on attack. So we got some telekinesis and some barrier. Defense, we open with a special power. You'd be surprised what lengths I can go when pushed. Barrier, toughness, willpower. When Invisible Woman uses barrier after resolutions, you may knock back 2 squares any number of opposing characters adjacent to those markers. Okay, alright. And she's also got defend, and look at those defense numbers. 19 and 18. No 17, no 16. And she can actually share a 19 on her second click. That's, yeah. Then on damage, we've got some support, and we got some shape change. We've also a special power to stop click. Johnny, stay with me. Stop, but only if another friendly character with the Fantastic Four keyword is on the map. And it grants her shape change. Alright. Next up, we've got the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. It's a very thing sculpt. I dig it. I really do dig it. The thing comes in at 100 points or 75 points, has the Fantastic Four keyword as well as the Fantastic Four, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Celebrity keywords. Takes out a trait, it's clobbering time. As a power action, if no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that's within 4 squares of a friendly character with the Fantastic Four keyword that was attacked since your last turn. Place the thing such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. If he hits and his attack roll is 10 or higher, after resolutions, remove an action token from the thing. Okay. So he's basically got Colossal Retaliation as a power action. Alright, okay. Then looking at the dial, we start off on speed with a special power. Sometimes you gotta break stuff. Grants some charge as well as improved movement, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. Then we got some flurry. On attack, we have a full run of super strength. He's got Indomitable on defense as well as invincible, impervious, and invulnerability. And we have a special power. Ain't feeling so good, Stretcho. Stop, but only if another friendly character with the FF keyword is on the map, and he also has invulnerability with that. Then, on damage, we got some sporadic empower. Okay, alright. Next up, we've got the Human Torch. Torch here comes in at either 100 points or 75 points. Has the FF team ability. He also has improved movement, ignores characters, as well as the Fantastic Four, Inhumans, and Spider-Man Family, Celebrity, and Herald keywords. We also got a trait, Flame Trail. Once per turn, for all characters with this trait, when Human Torch moves after resolutions, choose a character he moved through or adjacent to and deal it 1 penetrating damage. Okay, that's kind of neat. So, looking at the dial, we've got on speed, we go back and forth between running shot and hypersonic speed. On attack, we got some energy explosion. We got a special power, flame on, poison, but may use it even if moved or placed this turn. Okay, all right. Then we got pulse wave near the end. On defense, we got some inertial deflection, as well as a stop click like the others. That a conditional stop click, I should say, if there's someone else with the FF keyword on the map. But he continues to it also grants an initial deflection. Then on damage, we got some range combat expert, and we got some enhancement. Okay, all right. Now that we've looked at our big hero, the central heroes of the set or the starter, let's look at their greatest enemy. Dr. Victor Von Doom, the Lord of Latveria. That is an awesome sculpt. Though, to be fair, I think Doom has always kind of gotten, some really good sculpts over the years. So, Doom comes in at 300 points, 200 points, or 100 points, and has the Minions of Doom team ability, which has recently been completely redone. It used to be a wildcard ability. When this character KOs a standard opposing character, after resolutions, heal 1 click on a friendly character using this team ability. Okay, alright. Okay, so, Dr. Doom. Cabal, Latveria, Armor, Cosmic, Mystical, Politician, Ruler, and Scientist. We've also got those are his keywords. Not his resume. Then we've got a trait. Only Doom is fit to rule. Leadership, but instead removes the action token from himself. When Dr. Doom uses it and succeeds, it's your next turn he has improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain, and protected, mind control, and outwit. Other powers and abilities can't remove action tokens from Dr. Doom. Okay. Alright. Then looking at this long dial, and he can be 300 points, so, We've got ourselves some running shots, some sidesteps, some phasing teleport. We've got a special attack power, photon array, which gives some energy explosion, and when he hits with a range attack after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. If you can't, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. Ooh. Yeah, go after the characters with reducers, and then just be like, oh, by the way, 1 penetrating. Then we got some Pulse Wave, we got some Penetrating Psychic Blast. On defense, he's got Indomitable as well as Impervious. He's got a special power stop click. You have Angered Doom. Stop. Toughness. When Dr. Doom is targeted by an attack, you may choose a standard defense power that you haven't chosen this turn. Dr. Doom can use that power for this attack. Damn! She'd be like, oh yeah, you know what, oh yeah, you're not going to stop click. Okay, well, oh, you're going to attack me again? Okay, invincible. Oh gee, you're only going to be doing 2 damage. Drat. Oh well. Then we've got some some invulnerability, we got some toughness, and we got some regeneration. On damage, we've got some probability control, we've got some outwit, we also have outwit, we also have a special power. Few men are as subtle as Dr. Doom. Outwit. As a free action, choose an opposing character of lower points within 4 squares in line of fire, and a power, standard or special, they can use. The chosen character can't use that power until your next turn. So basically the same thing that it's the same as almost the same as Mr. Fantastic's. You'll find Mr. Fantastic more than a match for you every time. Alright, so last year we're looking at today, the Silver Surfer. And yeah, we haven't seen the Surfer in Clicks in years. I mean, we at least got Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, The Thing out in an OP kit with Chaos War a few years ago. A few. Closer to 10 than 5 years ago, we'll just put it that way. Okay, so Silver Surfer comes in at 300 points, 200 points, or 100 points. He has the Defender's team ability and the Power Cosmic team ability. And he also has improved movement, ignores characters, as well as the Annihilators, Defenders, Cosmic, and Herald keywords. Finally, we have a trait, Behold the Power Cosmic. As a free action, choose a standard attack power. Until your next turn, Silver Surfer can use the chosen power, and characters he hits can't use the chosen power. Wowzers. So looking at the dial, we open up with a special power on speed. The Surfer soars. Hypersonic speed. When Silver Surfer uses it, he may be given a range action at no cost instead of making an attack. So that trait where he gets to choose a standard attack power, you can actually use that. You can then use that with hypersonic speed, which you generally can't do. Oh man, he's gonna be nasty, so nasty. After Surfer soars, we got some running shot. We have all the attack powers because of the trait. On defense, now he doesn't have Indomitable, but because of Power Cosmic, he does have Willpower. But we got some Invincible, some Impervious, some Invulnerability, and some Regeneration. And then sporadically on damage, well, on damage we start off with the special power, Tracking the Subatomic across space. As a free action, choose an improved targeting ability, except improved targeting ignores blocking, to use until your next turn. Now he can use ignores and destroys blocking for targeting, but not just ignores blocking. So yeah, he can stealth bust, deal penetrating damage, and make a penetrating range attack with hypersonic speed. And starting him off at 300 points, he can do that for 5 damage. Then after tracking the subatomic across space, he also has probability control. Quite a bit of probability control. Yeah, he's gonna be nasty. Okay, so let's take a look at Fantastic Four maps. First off, we've got Reed's Lab. It's an indoor map. And yeah, it's kind of neat. I do kind of like the look of it. When it comes to location bonus, now this oh, hey, neat point. Okay, so the location bonus for this map works like this. It's normally 5 points. However, it's 0 points if every character on your starting force with a minimum 4 has the Fantastic Four keyword. So okay, all right. When a friendly character is in a numbered orange zone, or when a friendly character in a numbered orange zone attacks or is attacked, modify their corresponding combat value by +1. If they're in zone 1, attack. 2, range, 3, defense, 4, damage. If that character's name is Mr. Fantastic, you can choose which combat value except speed to modify. The constellation, you generate 4 past experiment markers anywhere on the map, not within 4 squares of the starting area. Friendly characters occupying those squares modify attack +1. Okay, alright. Then next up we've got Yancey Street. It's an outdoor map. And we actually don't have any location bonuses for Yancey Street. Alright. Next up, we've got Doom's Castle. That's an outdoor map. First off, the location bonus. Again, same with the Reed's Lab. It's 5 points, or 0 if every character in your starting force has the Latveria keyword. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character. Once per turn, when that character rolls for leadership, you may re-roll. Once per turn, when they roll for leadership, you may re-roll that result. If it's Dr. Doom, they increase their roll for leadership by +1. So basically, if you use this and use Doom and choose Doom as your chosen character, Doom gets +1 to his can succeed on leadership on a 4, 5, or a 6. Oh man. Consolation, once per game when a friendly character would roll for leadership, they automatically succeed. Okay, alright. So, let's look at the map itself. Alright. Outside of the castle, got some elevation, got a little bit of hindering, got some massive amounts of blocking. Okay, alright. And now the other one map. Testing Grounds. It's an outdoor map. This one this would actually be really good. We've got a lot of blocking, a little bit of hindering, and some elevation. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of neat, actually. I like the design on it. But yeah, one final thing before we call this video done. Let's take a look at these campaign rules. So, okay. Scenario A, the Yancey Street Gang. Premise. The Yancey Street Gang is harassing Ben Grimm again and has snatched a gift he got from Alicia Masters on his way home. You use the Yancey Street map. The setup is the Fantastic Four player begins with a 75 point The Thing. The Doom player begins with 6 Yancey Gang bystanders. Rules. Civilians. The Doom player's bystanders cannot be KO'd. If they would be, leave them on the map instead. See Frisk below. Frisk. When a bystander will be KO'd while adjacent to the Thing, or if one fails a breakaway roll, flip it to its reverse. Humiliate the Thing. When the Thing clears action tokens, deal him 1 unavoidable damage if he's within 4 squares of a Yancey Gang bystander. Gotta keep our rep. At the end of the Doom player's turn, if no character named Yancey Gang made an attack, place a bad rap token on the scenario's card. Then roll a d6. If the result is less than or equal to the number of bad rap tokens, the Fantastic Four player may flip any one bystander to its reverse side. The Fantastic Four wins if the Yancey Street pickpocket is revealed. Oh, okay. There's a full campaign. Doom wins if the Thing is KO'd. And if the Fantastic Four wins scenario A, you proceed to scenario B. If Doom wins scenario B or A, you proceed to scenario C. Scenario B, protect the lab. Having dealt with the hooligans on Yancey Street, in time to get Reed's message, the Thing arrives at Reed's lab, ready to repel Doom Boss with the rest of the FF. Use Reed's lab. Start off with Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and the Thing on their 75 point lines. The Doom player begins with Doom on his 100 point line and 5 Doombot bystanders. Place 3 special markers stacked together named Reed's Research on each K7, C11, N14, and F18. That would be going by on the top and side of the map. You have kind of grid coordinates. A through P, 1 through 24. At the rules, first up, we got Seal Reed's Research. At the beginning of the Doom's turn, he scores 25 points for every square occupied by a friendly character that also contains at least 1 Reed's Research marker, then removes a Reed's Research from each square. They keep coming. At the beginning of Doom's turn, may return up to 2 Doombots from his KO area to the starting area. First player to score out 300 points wins. If the FF wins, you proceed to scenario D. If Doom wins, scenario E. Now, scenario C, having failed to deal with the Yancey Street Gang in a timely manner, Ben misses the call for help from the Baxter Building and doesn't arrive in time to stop Doom's raid. The map uses Reed's lab. Setup is Human Torch and the Thing on their 75-point starting lines, with Mr. Fantastic and Invisible One on their last clicks. There's clarification on that below. Doom player starts with 100-point Dr. Doom on click 9 and 4 Doom bots. Now, rules. Out cold. The Fantastic Four player must place their Mr. Fantastic and Invisible One on any two of K7, C11, N14, or F18. Until a friendly character becomes adjacent to them, they cannot be given actions. The Doom player places a Doom bot adjacent to each of them during setup, and their other characters into any squares not within 6 squares of an opposing character. Trashed lab. During setup, the Doom player may destroy any 6 pieces of blocking terrain. Okay. Just arrived. First turn immunity only applies to the Fantastic Four player. The FF player wins if all opposing characters are KO'd, then they proceed to scenario D. Doom wins if more than one FF character is KO'd, and proceed to scenario E. So, scenario D, the Surfer Trap. Premise. From files in the destroyed Doom boss and the research they were stealing, Reed deduces Doom's plan to capture the Silver Surfer. The FF arrive in time to foil his plot and find the Surfer struggling to escape from being drawn into a trap. I use the testing grounds map there. The setup is that the FF player begins with a 75-point Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and the Thing, and a 300-point Silver Surfer. The Doom player begins with 200-point Dr. Doom and 4 Doom bots, and 2 Latvian engineers. Rules. Defense turrets. The Doom player places their Doom bots into any of squares H8, H17, I8, I17, M12, M13, D12, or D13. Then places 3 armor tokens on each. This game, these Doom bots have immobile. If Doombot would be KO'd if it has any armor tokens, instead remove an armor token. Next up, Cosmic Magnetism. At the beginning of the Doom player's turn, roll 2d6, and then the Doom player may move Silver Surfer up to half that amount. At the beginning of the Fantastic Four player's turn, if Silver Surfer is occupying printed hidden terrain, roll a d6 to deal him that much unavoidable damage. Ooh. Finally, rewire Doom's device. When Mr. Fantastic KOs a Doombot, put it on his card. The Fantastic Four player wins if Doom is KO'd or Mr. Fantastic has 3 Doombots on his card. He then proceeds to scenario F. Doom wins if the Surfer's KO'd. He then proceeds to scenario G. Okay. Then we've got Doombot Discord for scenario E. The Forerunner of Doom's plot too late and arrived to find the Surfer has already been caught by Doom. Doom has left some Doombots to slow the Four down, though, and the trap is starting to go critical. Using testing grounds, the FF player, 75-point FF, 100-point Dr. Doom, 4 Doombots, 2 engineers, all 4 explosion markers face down next to the map. Rules. Unstable power field. At the beginning of each player's turn, roll 2d6, but if both dice are greater than the number of face-down explosion markers, that player turns the marker face up. That makes an attack target every character within 4 squares in line of fire printed obscuring terrain using the combat values and any powers displayed on the marker. Protective gear. The characters on Doom's Force modify defense +2 when attacked by an explosion marker. The FF win if Doom's Force is defeated. Proceed to scenario G. Doom wins if the FF is defeated. Scenario H. Then we got scenario F. Apprehend Doom. Doom's plot foiled. He retreats to his castle. So use the Doom's castle map. The FF player begins with the FF on their 100-point starting lines. Doom begins with Doom on 300 points, 5 Doombots, 2 Latvian engineers. Rules. Just a bot. When Dr. Doom will be KO, the Doom player may roll a d6. On a 3 through 6, KO a Doombot. If you do, place Dr. Doom in the last square that character occupied on click number 10. Normal win conditions. Doom's FF wins if Doom's Force is defeated. Doom wins if the FF is defeated. Scenario G, save the Surfer. Doom has captured the Surfer and is draining his powers. There's still time to save him and bring down Doom. Doom's castle map, 400-point 400-point Silver Surfer, 300-point Dr. Doom, 4 Doombots. Rules. The Surfer, restrained. During setup, the Doom player places Silver Surfer into any clear square that generates a blocking marker in every square adjacent to him. Until all those markers are destroyed, Silver Surfer has immobile, immune, can't be given actions, and is KO'd if no other friendly characters are on the map. Drain the Surfer. Dr. Doom can use the Power Cosmic Team ability. When Dr. Doom clears action tokens, deal Silver Surfer 1 unavoidable damage. If you do, heal Doom 1 click. Once all blocking markers generated by the Surfer Restrained are destroyed, this rule is ignored for the rest of the game. And standard victory rules: FF wins if Doom's force is defeated, Doom wins if the FF is defeated. Finally, the scenario H, Cosmic Doom. Doom is captured and drained the Silver Surfer. Can he be stopped now? Doom's castle for the map: 400 point FF, 100 point Silver Surfer, 300 point Dr. Doom, 2 Doombots, 2 Light Variant Engineers, as well as a Silver Surfer. Rules: Cosmic Doom. At the beginning of the game, equip Silver Surfer to Dr. Doom and link their dials. Silver Surfer gains the following. Effect: Power Cosmic. At the beginning of your turn, or after this character is clicked, you may choose 1 power on the equipped dial, and 1 combat value on the equipped dial higher than this character's same printed combat value. This character can use that power and modifies that combat value by +1 until your next turn or clicked. Cosmic Battery. At the beginning of the game, the Doom player attacks the explosion markers in any order in a square at least 3 squares from the starting area. The explosion markers are treated as blocking terrain for movement in line of fire. Characters may target the explosion markers with attacks as if they were a character with a combat value and powers of the topmost marker. If they take any damage, remove the topmost marker from the game. When the last marker is removed, unequip Silver Surfer from Dr. Doom and remove Surfer from the game. Standard victory conditions apply. The FF wins if Doom's force is defeated. Doom wins if the FF is defeated. Alright, and that's it for this unboxing. Probably the next HeroClix unboxing will probably either be Fantastic Four or House of X. I'm not sure which order those two are coming out in. Hopefully, probably next month, honestly. I'm looking into doing a Magic the Gathering Ikoria unboxing. But yeah, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.